Well, hello there, and welcome to this episode of the Terri Show. I am so happy to see you. I want to start with a couple of questions because I got a lot of emails from you guys about what you're going through, and that is what this video is going to be about. So do you find yourself doom scrolling more than ever? Are you more anxious than ever? Does the news, what's happening in the world, negatively impact your mental state? Really think about it. Are you focusing more on what's wrong, really leading you to feel like nothing is right, whether you're looking at the world as a whole, whether you're looking at your life? If you're nodding your head yes, if this sounds familiar to you, if you feel like this is happening for you, then this video is for you, my friend, because I'm going to be talking all about the power of gratitude, having a deeper understanding of how gratitude actually impacts what happens in your life and how you can easily and more readily create more gratitude in your day. So let's just start with, if you don't know me, my name is Terri Cole. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, a relationship expert, and the author of Boundary Boss, the Boundary Boss Workbook, and my brand new book called Too Much, a guide to breaking the cycle of high-functioning codependency. Super duper excited that you guys are here, that you guys are hanging out. If you happen to be new here, don't mind me, I'm just lighting my candle. If you happen to be new here, please make sure that you subscribe, right? And hit that bell too. There's a little notification bell because that will tell you whenever I roll out new stuff, which is every Tuesday and every Thursday. And with the subscribing thing, you guys, it's important for me that you subscribe, and it's free to you to do so. And what my stats tell me is that even though I have 200,000 subscribers, and thank you for that, for those of you who are subscribed, we probably have almost double that amount who watch regularly and are not subscribed. And I don't know why, because it really is free. So if you are one of those regular watchers, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you don't miss when I roll out new stuff. Please. That's what you can do for me, and it won't cost you anything. And what I do for you is provide high quality, free content that hopefully evens the playing field a little bit, right? This is therapeutically informed and trauma-informed strategies and information so that you can up-level the quality of your life, the quality of your relationships, up-level your satisfaction in your life. That is what I'm so super committed to. So I also want to say thank you for being so active in this community on YouTube. I love it. I spend a lot of time here, as you guys know. I love all your questions and your comments. I read them all. So thank you for being here. All right, why don't we move it on into today's content, shall we? I think we shall. So what is gratitude? It's a feeling, and gratitude can also be action, but gratitude itself is a feeling. It's having the ability to be grateful for what you do have, even if you don't have everything that you want, right? It's being grateful for what is right, even if everything isn't right. Gratitude is the ability to be thankful for the big and small blessings in your life every single solitary day. If you would have asked me long before I became a therapist what my sort of winning formula was, because I've always had a pretty good attitude in life, even in my young days, I would have said gratitude. And I think maybe because my mother is a very grateful person, but it is something that I always could find something to be grateful for. And listen, maybe part of it is because I was always an HFC, a high-functioning codependent, so I was always kind of looking for the silver lining in other people's situations and my own. But I also think that it's a muscle, that the more you flex it, the easier that it gets to. And there are so many good reasons to want to flex this muscle. Let's talk a little bit about the transformative power of regular gratitude. There are several studies that have shown that people who are consciously grateful, right, actively and consciously grateful, feel better about their lives as a whole and experience greater levels of happiness. So we're talking about attitude, but you're also your daily experience, right? When we focus on what's wrong, that is stressful for our bodies. Always thinking about what's wrong, always complaining about what's wrong. Also, people who were consciously and actively grateful more got sick less often, were reported to be more successful, determined, and experienced less stress. So we have physiological reasons to be grateful. We have mental and emotional reasons to be grateful. But gratitude itself can change the way you see the world. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that is so incredibly true. So think about when you can find what's right, even in a shitty situation, without bypassing though, right? We still have to handle what's happening in our lives. But I think that having a more positive, a more grateful attitude creates a more positive attitude. And I'm not talking about Pollyanna, and I'm not talking about hyperpositivity, right? Because these are different things. I just mean we have a choice to focus on what's right in our lives and still deal with what's wrong. And when you think about gratitude itself, we are all energetic beings. We're all energy. I mean, this is scientific, right? We're all molecules moving super fast. That's what matter is made up of. So when you think about your thoughts and feelings are vibrations. So when you have more gratitude, when you change the lens through which you see the world, this changes your vibration. It elevates your vibration. And when you think about it, if you're thinking about the laws of the universe, one of them is like attracts like. So it's almost like when you're very grateful, that vibe comes out of you, and it's like they have these little hooks. Those feelings, those thoughts have little hooks, and they hook onto like experiences and like things and drag it back into your experience. So when you're grateful, I find that more things come into my life naturally and easily for me to be grateful for. And when I'm negative and in a scarcity mindset, I find more of that too. Because so much of the time, you guys, we find whatever it is we're looking for. And so I think that one aspect to becoming more grateful that you can do is let's take a little walk down into the basement of your mind and try to find your downloaded blueprint. What did you learn about being grateful? What did you learn about being hopeful from your family of origin? I came from a family where I don't even know if my father was positive or not, because he was very not present. And when he was not forthcoming about what he thought or how he felt. So honestly, I don't know. He was successful, so I know that he believed in himself, like enough to have a successful career. But my mother was very grateful, and she would always slow me down in life, and my sisters too. And she would always say, if we would pass something beautiful, she would slow down the car, and she would say, look at that view. And she would just spontaneously say, hello, God. You get trained from an early age to appreciate. So my mother is a country girl. She grew up in the country. And so nature was like one of the biggest appreciations she would have, and that she passed down to all of us, all of my sisters. We all have like bird feeders, and it's like crazy, like, not crazy, but these are the ways that they talk about becoming like one of your parents. If you had told me 25 years ago, you're going to have a bunch of bird feeders around your house, and you're going to be like obsessed with your local birds, and you're going to have a bird book next to where you sit at night, I would say, I don't think so. But do I have all of those things? Why, yes, I do. Anyway, back to my mother and gratitude, and then I want you to think about your own home training around this. So she would say, hello, God, when we saw something beautiful, but she also would talk about how blessed we were to have things like hot water and food. And she would say, most of the world does not have hot water on tap the way that we do. Like we really felt, not that she would make us feel bad, she just wanted us to understand that having clean water accessible was a privilege that much of the world did not have. And how lucky we were that when it was cold out, we had heat. And my mother also, we took in less fortunate people and had fresh air kids stay at our house in the summers, and my sisters had friends who had abusive parents, and my mother would let them come live with us. So, there was a lot of being grateful for what you had, but also feeling compelled to share it as well, which of course, speaks to what I'm doing in my life as well. Anyway, what did you learn is my question. What did you learn from your family of origin about gratitude? It's funny, Vic is different than me because he was raised a particular way, first-generation American, recovering Catholic. I am very vocal about what I'm grateful about. And he would always say, shh, don't say it too loud. Like, as if saying it too loud was going to make it go away or like something bad was going to happen. There was almost like a superstition to it. He would act like he was kidding, but I always took note of that. And I would say to him, listen, there's nothing wrong with being grateful. Like, who do you believe in? Is it like some damning God that wants to take it away from you? Like, who is listening? And he would be like, no, I don't mean that, And of course, now we do every single night. We have a gratitude practice, which we'll tell you about after. So he's much more comfortable being actively and vocally and consciously grateful now. I mean, as, he's influenced me so much. And I like to think I've influenced him in positive ways as well. But I think that this is something that it doesn't cost you anything to change the way you're relating to gratitude right now. And this might seem like a really weird time because the world has been rough. We've had a rough bunch of years, you guys. Everyone, our entire global family, not just the US, not just North America, everyone. And so it may seem like, wow, this is a weird time to get all grateful. But it's always a good time to be grateful. It doesn't matter what's happening. Because we can change our little corner of the world. We can change our internal experience by still finding something to be grateful for in our daily lives. So for me, it's just, it's something that uplifts me. And even though, trust me, I'm wringing my hands about the state of the world as much as the next person who has a brain, but I also am so grateful for a beautiful day. And I am grateful to have hot water on tap. And I am grateful for the beautiful views and the sunsets and the birds and my dog and my husband and all the things that I have to be grateful for, my career, everything. And I take time every single day with my gratitude practices to continue to flex that muscle, because I promise you, if you do this, it will bring more things into your life to be grateful for. So, major things happening worldwide, you can still be grateful, right? Focus on, again, let's be really specific, that focusing on what's right is not about bypassing or avoiding or denying the challenges that we have in our lives. It just means shifting your focus, right? This can be something as simple, right, as being grateful that you have internet access to watch these videos. Like, it could literally be as small as that, because there are people who wish they did and don't, or don't have a phone or don't have a computer. So we can practice having real gratitude and also honor the difficult things that we experience in life. So, I mean, for me, I'm grateful every day for an amazing cup of coffee. Every single day. It's such a ritual, creating the coffee, grinding the beans, doing the things, sitting down with Vic. Just that ritual alone, I'm incredibly grateful for. So I want you to think about what you're grateful for. And I'm going to give you some ideas of things that you can do and stuff that I do that really has built up this muscle for me over the many years. So one is to think about the people in your life who really made a difference in your life and write them a letter of gratitude. Go back to the past. Go back to, I recently sent a letter to my guidance counselor who wasn't even my guidance counselor. He literally was the guy who helped me figure out I was going to college my senior year of high school because no one else cared. I wondered, did he ever really know what he did for me? And it felt so good to write that. So who are your champions? As my friend David G. would say, who are the people in your front row, right? Who want you to win, who are cheering you on, or who were pivotal? Folks from the past, if they're still alive, you can write them a letter. And if they've already passed, you can still write a letter and then you can burn it and send it to them in the ether, But what we want is to create the feeling of gratitude within our own hearts, within our own internal experience. because that is a vibe, right? It's a vibration, feeling grateful. I also think that meditation can help you slow down enough to consciously and mindfully become more grateful in your life on a regular basis. And then do a gratitude journal, right? Which, in the guide, I'll give you prompts. So just go to terricole.com/guide. We'll give you some prompts for you to be able to write daily. And then if you're in a relationship with someone or you live with other people, why don't you start this ritual that Vic and I do, where, it vacillates between 3 things that you're grateful for. That's one thing that we do at night before we go to bed. And whoever's going to start, it always starts by saying, I'm grateful for you, right? So then we know it's time. We're going to be doing our gratitudes now. So usually at least one of the 3 is us being grateful for the other person. But then we talk about anything. You could be grateful about anything, big or small, that's happening in your life. And when we start to ritualize these feeling states, because that's really what we're talking about, is when you ritualize gratitude, you are building neural pathways. Whatever we do repeatedly impacts what happens in our lives. So when you think about, these are just grateful thoughts or just thoughts. And the more you have them, the more things you will have to be grateful for, and the more natural it will be, because complaining or focusing on the negative, that is a habit. It's just behavior that you've done repeatedly, if that is your nature, if that is what you've done in your life. Again, no shame. It's not about feeling bad about it. It's simply about getting super committed to changing it. Because no matter what is going on in your life, there are still things to be grateful for. So even if you live with kids, this is a great thing to start doing at a young age, to start teaching children to be grateful for all of their blessings and to verbalize that gratitude. Because again, we're building habits, and these can be, as my mother did for me and my sisters, these became a lifelong habit. And of course, we're all different people. So some of us turned out to be more positive or more grateful than others, because you also have, it's nature and nurture. But what I'm saying is, wherever you're sitting right now, to the way that you relate to gratitude, if you would like more gratitude in your daily life and in your heart, I promise you, by taking the steps that I'm giving you in this guide, you have the power to change the way that you relate to gratitude. And last but not least, what I want to say about gratitude is that I'm grateful for you. I really am grateful for you and this community in a real way. You cannot imagine how often I go into the comment section, whether it's on YouTube or whether people are, making notes on my page on Instagram, and just the overwhelming gratitude I feel for this community, for people who are interested in elevating their own joy and making their own suffering less. Because if you are in this community, then that is interesting to you. Then you want to have better mental health than you do, or you want to have better skills than you do, whether it's communication or boundaries or less codependency. You are seeking something, and you are willing to do work to get that something. And I see you, and I really love you guys. I really do. I'm so appreciative of you. So just know that from my heart to yours. I see all the work that you're doing, and you are so worth doing the work for. I hope that this episode of The Terri Cole Show really added value to your life the way that you add value to mine. I hope you guys have the most amazing week, and as always, take care of you.